Saturday. Feliz el Sábado. Como te ve? How's it going, everyone? Peace and blessings and welcome to my channel. Appreciate all of the subscribers. Blackberry, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Peace and blessings from Team Angie. I'm team member Aaron Glenn and private personal consultant. Also, advocate for mental health awareness as well. And I like to put positive vibes out into the universe. By doing so, I read from a daily book of inspiration called by Sarah Young. And I have a positive word for today and each every day of the month, for every month of the year. This is the word for January the 24th. I mean, yeah, the 24th, 2026. My peace is the treasure of treasures, the pearl of the great price. It is an exquisitely costly gift, both for the giver and the receiver. I purchased this peace for you with my blood. You receive this gift by trusting me in the midst of peace, everything going your way. You don't seek my unfathomable peace. Thank me when things do not go your way because spiritual blessings come wrapped in trials. Adverse circumstances are normal in a fallen world. Expect them each day. Rejoice in the face of hardship, for I have overcome the world. That was inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 46, New King James Version, and also was inspired by the book of James, chapter 1, verse 2, and last chapter 16, verse 3. This is the word for today. Trials do come, they will come. But when they do come, we can rest assured knowing that we have a creator who has conquered the world and is waiting and willing to show us exactly how to do the same. Let this reading be an inspiration to the hearers and the doers of his word on January the 24th. Also, for you guys looking for live mentorship is that key for educational content, visit the link below. The art of the wealth. What is the art of the wealth? Get into it. 7 tips. 7 tips of the highly wealthy people. It's an article. If you don't like looking at or reading articles, get past like 2 minutes.
Personal Journey Overcoming Anxiety. Anxiety weighing heavy? Lighten the load with our support. This course set me on the path to success. Don't wait. Begin your journey today. Comment ready.
So this here is I'm showed you all. This is the art of quiet wealth. That's a little foggy. Set them back off. The art of quiet wealth. 7 things generally rich people never do that middle class people do to look rich. Spend enough time online and you start to notice something strange about money. The people who are the ones who appear the most stressed. Flashy lifestyles poses debt pressure and a constant need to keep up an appearance. Real wealth tends to move in the opposite direction, quietly and without much interest in being seen. Over the years, through work, friendships, and plenty of observation, I noticed clear behavioral patterns that separate people who are genuinely wealthy from those trying to look the part. This was Olivia Reed, 18, 2026, at 3 p.m. Once you see the differences, it's hard to not rethink how you view success. This isn't about judging anyone or pretending money doesn't matter. It does. But how many people relate to money often ever could? Let's talk about the art of quiet wealth and the habits that tend to separate real financial security from financial theater. The first of those 7 are, is, they don't feel the need to prove anything. One of the biggest giveaways that someone is trying to look rich is how much they talk about it. Casually bring up price, brand name items, connections, the people or places or things, and lastly but least, um, they bring up accomplishments, accolades, things that they have achieved, degrees, etc., promotions, titles, that type of thing that no one asked about. Genuinely wealthy people rarely do this because their sense of worth isn't tied to external validation. When you know you're solid, you don't need to announce it. I worked along, drove an old car, and never joined conversations about money. Most people assumed he was just scraping by, but he had more financial freedom than anyone else in the room. That kind of quiet confidence only comes when you are not seeking approval. Wealth becomes something you live with, not something you perform. Trying to prove you're successful often signals insecurity, not abundance. Quiet wealth has nothing to prove and no audience to impress. Second thing, the second rule of seven, they don't upgrade their lifestyle at the first sign of more income. Remember the stimulus checks? Maybe they coming again, maybe not, but yo, this is a very perfect, clear example of how competing with the Jones, comparing with the Jones, you know how the term goes or the saying goes. The grass ain't always green on the other side. A common pattern among middle class drivers is immediate lifestyle inflation. The moment income goes up, expenses rush to meet it. New apartments, on the surface, it looks like progress. But underneath, no. Genuinely wealthy people tend to resist this urge. They understand that income can disappear faster than it arrives, while assets take time to build. Instead of asking what will still matter 5 or 10 years from now, that shift in thinking changes everything. That's why I advocate for mental health awareness. For me, my success is 90% mindset. The skills acquired to do so, the skills that anybody can learn if applied to themselves. I've seen people doubt their salary and somehow feel just as trapped as before. I've seen some people double their salary and somehow feel just as trapped as before. More money without restrictions creates a more expensive cage. Quiet wealth grows in the gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is protected carefully, not rushed away. Three, they don't use people trying to look rich. Luxury often becomes the personality. Brands speak before the person does. The car, the watch, the shoes, or vacation photos become shorthand for self worth. Without those things, the identity feels shaky. Genuinely wealthy people enjoy nice things as well, but those things are not who they are. Luxury is appreciated for quality and usefulness, not as a social signal. There's a line I remember from a book by Morgan Housel that stuck with me. Wealth is what you don't, or the paid off obligations. You only see the visible consumption. Quiet wealth is comfortable with being misunderstood. It does not rely on symbols to feel secure. 4, they don't income with real wealth. There is a difference between high income earners and wealthy individuals, and we can get into that in just a bit. Well, being rich and being wealthy is this: the rich works for the wealthy invest for the rich to work on, meaning a wealthy person may own the bank, to may work in the bank. A wealthy person may own the courthouse, the lawyer, etc. Wealthy people buy things for those things to work for them, right? They spend their money to work for them, like investments, stocks, bonds, securities, etc. They spend money on commodities, not liabilities. And commodities are different from assets, meaning this: an asset is something that appreciates value over time, like gold, like money, like real estate. A commodity is something like this. You spend money on it once and you will start being freelance and do photography or different like that, right? So that is not a liability, it's a commodity if used the right way. So that's the way that wealthy people think when they spend money. Anyway, a big paycheck can look impressive, but it doesn't guarantee stability. Plenty of high income earners are one missed payment away from it, which often focus entirely on cash flow. What's coming in feels more important than what's staying. Genuinely wealthy people think in terms of net worth. They care about what remains after expenses, taxes, and obligations are accounted for. They ask questions like how long they could walk away from a bad situation. Those answers matter more than salary figures. I know people earning less who felt calm, more in control than executives making far more. Financial peace often has little is built to withstand shocks, not just months. Five, they don't rely on debt to feel successful. One of the fastest ways to look rich is to finance things that lose value quickly. Cars, gadgets, and lifestyle upgrades often fall into this category. People justify these decisions with phrases like motivation or self reward, but the underlying goal is usually image. The cost goes far beyond interest rates. Genuinely wealthy people are far more selective about debt. Understand the difference between leverage and liability. Debt used to inflate egos and adds mental weight. Quiet wealth values flexibility. Owning less means needing less, and nothing less creates freedom. Success doesn't need to be financed, it needs to be sustained. Six, they don't broadcast their wins for attention. If someone shares every single upgrade, milestone, or purchase online, it offers security than confidence. Validation becomes part of the reward. Genuinely wealthy people tend to keep their victories small and personal. There's also a practical reason for this restraint. The more you publicize your lifestyle, the more pressure you feel to maintain. The pressure can cause in unhealthy ways. Choices stop being about what's right and start being about what looks right. Quiet wealth keep the noise low. Less attention means fewer expectations and more room to breathe. Last but never the least, seven. They don't believe spending equals happiness. They don't believe spending money equals to happiness. Perhaps the biggest difference of all is happiness and how happiness is defined by wealthy people. People trying to look rich often chase it through purchases. The next upgrade promises fulfillment, but the feeling rarely lasts. Soon enough, the cycle starts again. Genuinely wealthy people understand that happiness compounds in less visible ways. Happiness compounds in less visible ways. Genuinely compounds in less visible ways. Health, freedom, strong relationships, and meaningful work matters far more. Having purpose, identity, integrity, not going against your morals, having morals, not compromising them for a quick feeling of happiness and success or whatever that may means or may be to you. Money becomes to support those things, not a scoreboard. It's used deliberately, not emotionally. Some of the most content people live below their by choice. They that peace is far more valuable than display. Quiet wealth doesn't chase heights; it builds stability. And to round things off, quiet wealth isn't about deprivation or pretending money doesn't matter. It's about alignment between values and behavior. It favors long term security over short term validation. It chooses peace over performance. If any of these patterns felt uncomfortable, it's often the first step toward change. Towards change. You don't need to look rich to live rich. You need patience, intention, and the confidence to stop playing a game designed to impress people who don't shape your future. Real wealthy rarely Real wealth rarely itself. It simply shows up as freedom, calm, and options when they matter the most. This is the last but never the least. This is where you can put this money to work for you and etc. So you don't need much, but you do need something, to get started, to be in the game. Investing 50,000 in each of these five stocks could make you over 20,000 in passive income. And this is by dividends alone. I was just learning a little bit more about the dividends game last night. A great idea for your New Year's resolution: generate more passive income this year. As in the case, most New Year's resolutions, though this one is easier if you have a significant amount of cash to invest. You also require good places to put that cash. But that's the easy part. Investing money in each of these stocks could make you money over time in 2026. I think I was showing a little bit the other day. Let me pull this up too real quick. It might let me in, might not. I don't know. Let me see. If it do, cool. If not, cool too. I'm not really sure. But with the dividends, free blueprint, copy live mentorship, link in the comments. If you want to learn how to earn while you learn, step by step. All right, so yeah, we in. We showing. All right, while that's loading up, let me finish this really quick. Um, so Ares Capital ranks the largest publicly traded business development company, BDC. It has 28.7 billion portfolio invested in 587 portfolios. So it's going on dollars right now. So that's pretty cheap. They got a 9.24 dividend rate. So that's pretty good too. Off of 20 bucks. Let me go look them up real quick. That's NASDAQ ARCC. ARCC, okay. Now, different exchanges have different things. Let me see if it's right. Oh yeah, they on here. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm looking at real quick. Exchanges that I use to trade on publicly. The links in the description as well. Free $5 sign up bonus. Now this is looking good, real good. Let me go back 5 years. Whoa, they've been doing pretty consistent numbers for the past few years. So these are companies that I look for like this, right? Like I think I heard of this company before, but I'm not sure. Some 2004, okay. So they've been around a good 22 years now. 22 years. Um, they dividend. Oh yeah, the dividends is the same right here. Now this is a company that I need to put on Chicago because this is gonna be one that I buy in with. Let me put this to the let me see. No, I don't want to add no alerts. I'm trying to put this in my in one of my things. They're not letting. Let me add this to my list. So this is my list, and this is the cheap entry dividends. So I have 23 companies that you can invest in to do exactly what I'm doing and make these dividends count. So look, let me show you. But first, you want to do your own research like I'm doing now. This is an article. Go back. This is an article, and this is a credible source. This is a paid website, just like a few. And once this information is put out, is reviewed and checked by Reddit and Kiora. So Kiora and Reddit are two, and also Angie's List. But we'll get into that in a bit. Kiora and Reddit are two highly credible sources where all valid information is on there. Nothing goes on there without being checked. In fact checked. So all of the information is very highly credible. And this is one of those things. The information is correct. I checked it against one of the current um exchanges. The numbers are so it has went up just a bit since this was published. This article was published. Let me go see. Then in 26. So it's been a good days, and it only went up. It was at 4:44 a.m. So actually January 7th. That's angel numbers. That's a two for them to write that. So I know that the spirit that this person is moving in, I'm kind of attached to that because it just makes sense. Like at the time that they're writing this and publishing this, and what they're talking about lines up to my values and my core beliefs and the journey that I'm currently headed on. So this, I had this, but I didn't read it yet. I wanted to share it with you all. These are 5 stocks that are passive income machines. That was just one. Aries Capital went up just a little bit, but either way it go, they're up. They've been up for the past 22 years, and for the past, well, yeah, 22 years. Let me show you again. They started in 2004. They've been on exchange that I can see since 2004. Yeah. So yeah, everything October the 5th, 2004, my son's birthday. Is when they went public, is when they've been out. And for the past 22 years, they have been on a steady boat. No trouble in 2009, 5 years later, but they came back and they've been up and they're doing really good, especially since 2009. Whatever happened, they uh they went from $3 to $20. So obviously they're doing something right year after year after year. And not only that, look how much more that their dividend percentage went up. They're paying 9.24. Really want to get what I do have right now is, and it works like this too, right? You got to make it make sense. Like these are two dividends that pays two stocks that pay dividends. My bad, I messed up. I just caught myself. These are two stocks that pays dividends, and this is how the dividend game works. Especially depending on if you're catching a stock, a company that's offering shares as low as $1 or cheaper, because you can afford to buy more, right? And this is the game. And again, this is a long-term strategy for dividends. Dividends isn't no overnight quick come up. This is a long-term game. So if you don't have patience to wait and let your money really work for you, because it's some time to work. Assets are built over time, right? We just read that from The Art of Quiet Wealth. It's no lie. Assets take time. Just like when you're building your bank account, you go to work outcome. Put your time, your efforts, your energy into accomplishing the goal, and that goal is pays you over time. So if you get paid every week, you stick 2 weeks before you get the money. It's not like you're doing anything in vain. It's just it takes time to come. It takes time to generate. It takes time to build. You get it right. Even if you get paid daily from a day temp service or a situation, or you get paid under the rug, you still have to go perform those hours of work before you receive the reward compensation. So it's no different than anything in life. Even with a tree and with a little protection, it becomes what it needs to be over time. With that being said, right, let me go back to show you where it says that it takes time. We read it, I'll go back in a bit, but whatever, right? Um, yeah, whatever. I heard myself say it when I read it. I just don't remember exactly where it was. But I know this to be a fact because it is what it is. Rush to do certain things that's age limit required. You can rush those experiences, but they never come out right. Things just take time for what things are. It's a law of the universe. Um, so anyway, back to this, right? What I mean by that, and why do I say that? Why is this important? So like this, right? This is one that I'll get a little bit of money over time. But let me show you. So as you can see with this, I have 13 shares at 47 cents, and they paid 8% in dividends, which is pretty high on a really low entry fee, right? So what that means is off of every share, I'll get 5 cents, 10 cents. So that's 65 cents, which is crazy, right? I'm getting paid more every month than have 13 shares. So I get paid for it. But so that's 60, 120 for 2 months. I can see that's 160, 120. Let me do the math because it'll be like $10 at the end of the year, something like that. Where my calculator at? Let me just show you how this works because I was doing some math last night and I was just, seeing how it's gonna be at the end of the year, which sounds crazy, but it makes sense when once I explain it to you. Hold on, real quick. So the more you buy, the more you make over time. My bad, I just put on my calendar instead of my calculator. Where the fuck my calculator at? Damn, I don't got no calculator on here. This is crazy. Okay, so yeah, I don't have a calculator on this one. Let me pull up my situation on here. I should have one. Damn. That's a shame, dog. I don't got no calculator on my phone. I thought I had one. So anyway, let's do what was the 65 cents. Okay, so that's 65 a month times 12. Because you're doing it 12 times a year. That's $7.80. So my math was a little bit off. But either way it go, that's more than what I have in my what was that, like 580? So it's about like $2, give or take. So I not only made my money back, but I made a little bit extra back. And then with that, all I do is just buy in again, right? So, oh yeah, especially like if this go up, then you'll have extra money on top, like 46. It could go up to like $1.20, whatever, right? Whatever extra on top of that by the end of the year. That plus the extra $7. And then let's look at it like this, right? Let's go back. So you got 13. If you buy, you put so you'll have 598, another 598. That's $12. Next year you'll put um you'll keep the $2, put that five back in or six back in, to double up what you already got. So 65 and 65. And then you do that times 12. So now you just double up to $24 from $7. Now you actually doubling up every year. And you see how you get it? Like if I put five more bucks in there, by the end of the year I made a little bit of extra. Like you gonna make your money back. You see what it takes for me to start doubling up every year, right? And it's just like $10 that's making extra money throughout the year. And this is just one account. This is the same thing that I have in my retirement account, doing the exact same thing, but with lesser money. So you get it, right? You spend $3. Like with my other one, that's just gonna make the money right back, plus a little bit of extra. But from that, I was just gonna spend all of the money that I made, double it up, and then do it again and keep doing it. The hard part is taking your extras out throughout the year. So that's why you need multiple investments. Because if you're not allowing this one to work, it's not going to work. Now that's one situation. And then like when the drawback, right? You don't want to be situation when you drawback. If any seller on here knows, you don't abandon your ship when you start to sink. You're going to go down with it, or you're going to stay afloat with the situation to be, right? You're going to go down with this shit, or you're going to keep it up as best as you can and make it to shore. It might be times where it look like you're drowning or you're going to drown. But if you hop out, you don't know that you could have saved the boat. You could have saved everything in the equipment, the passengers, the crew, whatever, right? This is the thing as far as being a captain of your ship, sailing on this uncertainty sea of financial freedom. It's going to be days that look like this. Off board, you might just miss that way to pick you up and float you along the way, smooth sailing. And like, look at these, right? Like, oh, it's rocky, right? But we still stay on the floor. We found our way back up. The one that pays more, which I shouldn't have sold. I had like 4.5, and I sold like 2.7 or something. So that's why I only have like been coming up since I did that. I would have been coming up way more if I hadn't sold out, but I did it for a good cause and a good purpose. With this one, they're paying more, but not going to be. I'm going to just double my money up. But either way, I was still cheaper. I don't want to pay dollars for one. It's still the same price as XRPs, which is the cryptocurrency. But with this company, they're excavating and they deal with they like energy, logistics, cementing, steel. That should be used all throughout the year. This is in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. And also, I just heard something was going on with them where they not fucking with certain people no more. So they up their power. They've been doing this since 1913. They know exactly what they're doing. It says you should hold on to their company. Some people saying sell, but the one that sold out, they gonna be missing out because this company is like I don't have no reason to lie. On January 22nd, I sold 2.35 and I had bought another 3.9. So you do the math. 3.9 take away 2.35 plus another 0.88. So 3.9. So that's basically like 4 shares, right? 3.9 and then plus another 0.88. And out of that 4.1, I sold 2.35, which left me with 2.45. It left me with 2.43, which is right here, 243. So to make that 43 a full another share, I would need 87. 87. I meant to say 67 to have another two. That half don't matter. They don't pay you for partial shares. They only pay you for full. But I use that partial money to flip, which I was telling y'all. I didn't show y'all the other day, which I was trying to do. But let's go to let's go to and I'll show y'all what I did. So we'll go to history, right? But I think history is going to be better. Oh yeah, I want to show y'all them dividends y'all can get into as well, like with the $5 reward that you would use on, and how you could flip that money. And hold on, this is it right here. So I'll be forgetting 50 cent to decline it, and certain ATMs let you free. But I found a loophole with that, so I'll tell y'all the secret to that as well. How to avoid that $2.50 fee. So these are pending. I took some money yesterday to smoke it. Shit, when this money working for you, you do what you want to do with it. But it's just to save it or just to have some cash. That's just what this is. Um, to have something in my pocket and to be spending some and smoke or not. But anyway, let me show y'all what I did a couple days ago. Why I took that money off of the partial one that was building, and what I did with that money, right? So look, we was at Chineso, which I sold like 2.30, and then uh I bought 9 shares of this with that money. So it was like 9 of these, I get paid 9 times off dividends, which was a really smart move. And with the extra money that I had left, I had bought some cryptos, right? I bought like 609 pudgy penguin coins. I bought 609 that same day, and then what it did, but I was like, damn, I lost $12 2 days prior or the day before, right? So now my account was like, damn, $12 short, and I only got this $6. No, I had like $9. Yeah, this was like six. Actually, it was like $9 because I bought 600 and then I bought another 948. I mean, no, I bought 609 and then I bought another 1700, 948 total. I sold all that to get all on this, and for that, I paid $9 for 60 contracts, which at 13 cents a piece, which made me $60. So I got my $12 back plus 50 more basically. No. It was like uh 40, no 58, something like that. My math off, dog. Something like that. But anyway, I got my 12 back, and then what I did with that with the extra, I had took 20 off of that, and then I put the rest reinvest it. So that's what I did with the extras. I took 20 to spend, and then I put like $40. I split $40 up between different little shit, and then I really didn't even need the whole 20. But I just wanted to have enough to be sure, right? So I took off 22. As you can see, that was the 20 right there, and plus 2 cents. And then I had put $2 back in. Let me show you. It was actually where is that? 198 right here. 19 hours ago. I put the $2 into my uh over. Yeah, I did. I think I did. I don't see it, but what I did do is I put it in my retirement account, and then I had bought more of these, which I got 7 now. I had 3. I bought 4 more of these. Because, like I was telling you, the more you have, the more that you can make back at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, you'll come into the next year doubling that up. And it's like every year, you know what I'm saying? Your savings going a little bit bigger than what it was the previous year off of one situation that's making money for you. The other stuff that y'all saw as far as cryptos, that's a volatile situation. It's no guarantee. But I like it so much. I always want to keep a few cryptos because I don't want to miss out on that move. Just like how people missed out on the Bitcoin, thinking that it was nothing there, when the whole time it was just a situation that you need to be patient with. So that's another prime example on why this is important to think long term. I mean, if you want to get rich overnight, go rob a bank, which I don't encourage it. Go hit a lick, right? It takes patience, right? Just like what we just read, competing with people on the internet, it's not going to get you there. Thinking that what people have is for you. It may be knowing what success means to you and seeing, yeah, you want to set yourself up to be in a position to win and be mindful of the way that, as you can see, like, yeah, we took a dip because I took a little extra money out, but we building back. And I took money out of here, which wasn't a whole lot, but I always do that though. You can see how I be taking the money out, which don't be a lot. This was last year though. April was last. See, if I would have just kept my money building from last year, what was that, August actually, where I took the money out for whatever reason, which I could have kept it there, but I'm learning, I'm not perfect. Knowing everything, all knowing, if I did, I in a different position. Everything led me up to this point is what it needed to be. Oh, here we go, down here. So then that, like, they got the money earning interest, like $29. So that's good too. Like, you want to have money earning money too at the same time, especially while you waiting on your cryptos to move. And we down like $18 from last year. But you see how I be steady with this shit, right? It's like 67. We came in a year with like about 60, $70. And we fuck around, found out what it's like to be spent. Around my birthday, we went up like a motherfucker $73. Like right after my son's birthday. So that's the thing too. Like when you trying to do for your kids, you make certain sacrifices. God bless you, and you give it back. Like we went up about $17. Sent for him. Then God blessed me again with like 71 more bucks. I like to get high, spend some of that money, and I put some of that money back. That money working for me. Like we down there went, we down there went over with in December 5th. Wait, we down there did. Where we at? We was at 42 cent December 6th. down $67. That hurt. But we like, damn, we still got some money. And then we like, fuck it, dog. We gotta run it up. We've been working it. And look where we at. We down there went broke again almost. We was down at 20 cents. And I was just showing y'all like what I've been doing, like taking money out, whatever. But now it's like more crunch time that I've been learning more, doing more. And also like you want to put money into other situations. Like I got this is one platform. But anyway, right? Uh you want to learn from your mistakes. You want to learn from my all time thing. So I've been doing this since 2020. Came in the year with $100, 98.48. We was up $2.72 from 2019, which was really when I got started. I think I've been doing this way longer than that actually, but uh, I don't remember some stuff because it's not remember, but it is what it is. Come with the lifestyle. I showed y'all how y'all can make rewards on this until you figure out what to do with stuff, right? And how much money you can make a year just by sharing your link. 1,500 a year. Five person who signs up under your name, you both get each person who uses your link. So yeah, you could get up to like 1,500 or 200 depending on how they reward you. Some people getting paid 10 per referral, some getting paid 5. Some of them getting paid a little bit more than that. But it just depends on like how you work with stuff, your relationship with people. That's what's important. That about the quiet art of wealth. They maintain relationships. Whereas man, I'm not finna go over this again though. I'm gonna put the link in the thing. I think I'm gonna do so. Yeah, matter of fact, yeah. Let me just show y'all my YouTube. You already know. You can just check out the link in the description. And this is a job to do. Like you want to make sure that your portfolio used to do, and that's what I learned from as well from years of investing. You don't just because something sounds good, it looks good, and you heard something about it, right? You don't jump into anything without doing research first. Like what I was just showing y'all these ones that's paying month to month, and how you can come up over the years with just 10, 20, $15. It don't take you taking something. It do takes something. And it does require for you to get started, to be in motion. You think of it this way or not, this is the truth. Every living being is always in motion. Even when you're sleeping, you're moving. Your mind is actively doing things. Your spirit is aware, alert, and moving. Even when you're sitting down resting, your mind is moving. Your heart is beating. Your lungs is breathing in and exhaling. Air is just constant motion. The way that you want to think about it is this and recharge the correct ways. Meaning you need to get rest, you need to get nourishment, you need to feed your spirit. The things that you into your body, into your mind, things that into your spirit when you're being entertained by different energy sources. Like when you're watching a lot of pornography, you're watching a lot of violence, you're hearing a lot of profanity. These are things that are toxic to the mind, body, and spirit. You want to spend time educating yourself on healthy habits, ways to manage stress and anxiety. Let me play this little clip real quick because this is pretty dope. He's a Harvard alumni professor, and he's talking about how to listen. Anything to do with this, it sounds like, but in all actuality, it has everything to do with being successful. It's not really easy to listen to people, right? Because it requires three things. It requires patience, first of all, to be patient enough to receive information. You have to not only be listening to the way that they're speaking, but the how they're speaking. Is what they're saying reaction, or is it requiring some empathy? Is it requiring some compassion? And I listen to a lot of music and all that shit. I mean, y'all can probably be curious. Listen to a lot of rap, a lot of R&B, a lot of pop, a lot of rock. Now, this is important, and we're gonna do this tomorrow on this side, which is really dope as well. And let down in a bit. Wait, hold up. His name is Matt Abrams. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. The social experiment, right? And what he's talking about is what everybody's dealing with from time to time, which is stress and anxiety, how to manage those things, especially when speaking publicly. And what we learned from this experiment was that, first off, what the experiment was, it was called the gift, the opportunity for you to be spontaneously speaking and also to speak your first thoughts, right? So this is the experiment. Two people get together. You go couples of twos, different groups or whatnot. It's always just two people. And what happens is I give you a gift, an imaginary box. You open the imaginary box and you say thank you for whatever first comes to your mind. And as soon as you say that, whatever comes to your mind, I say, you're welcome for whatever I gave you dialogue, where you just sporadically back and forth. You get a chance to be off guard, I get a chance to be off guard, and we switch it up after that. I give you the box, you say what's in the box. I say, this is why I gave you what's in the box. And then you give me the box, I say what's in the box, and then you say why you gave me what's in the box. And this is what he's talking about and we're moving forward from that. But this experiment was about just being open to being open, not overthinking things, right? Yeah. Which was very important that you heard that and caught that. If we don't take time to review our actions and be accountable, we learn from it. Those are the things that helps us change, and change helps us grow. So that when we come, hey, yeah, that mindset. Yeah, I hate the disruptions. Not sure what happened or where we left off at, but I will rerun this back and also give you more in depth on what this seminar was about and more on about listening, which is really, really important as far as success and highly successful people. That's one step that they left out. But nevertheless, for educational purposes and content, visit the link below and subscribe if you're a new viewer. Product contender, Antonio Vici on the key. Peace and blessings from Team Angie. Also, news that are coming. Also, I'll be writing a blog out tonight that I'll be posting tomorrow as well.